I know him. Emmy love and ding dong Jesus. All this and more on today's Brilliant Observations. Do, 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 do. Hi,
Shoot, I know it's too late because we've already started. But are we supposed? Do you want to do? Do you want to do video? I know we've already started. I don't even know how to fucking do it, so we won't do it. Hi,
Next
Melissa.
time. We will do video
How
next
are you?
time. Honestly, I got to get this hair out of my face. Honestly, yesterday. Okay, what is the strangest date day or event or night you've ever had with your partner?
Golly, I don't know that there are many. The only one that pops to mind, isn't that strange?
Yeah.
I said, let's go to a concert in town. I think that'll be fun. I've heard them on the radio. I like that music. We went there, and they were a cosplay group.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And neither of us knew it.
Oh, no.
They were like space fantasy cosplay. So the whole it was like Flaming Lips are conservative compared to these guys. They were, it was of Montreal, if that helps anybody. Like, I didn't know what we were stumbling into. And they were,
I think you
every
beat me.
single song was a new costume, and it had multiple moving articulated parts to it. And it was gender bending. It was crazy. It was, and we're standing there fucking quite literally in khakis. Like, it's like, how? And super old. Like this, I'm telling you, this was about like, I don't know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I put it on my socials. Like this, I couldn't believe it. So that was one of those things where it was like, fish all the way out of water. Like, am I a fish? Like, it was that far out of water. But I loved the music and I loved the show. And I thought it was fucking hilarious. I mean, in a good way. Like, I was vibing with it, and I think this is great, and I was joyfully embracing it. How about you?
Well, I think you won that because it is something I feel like you would have gone to, not with your husband, actually, but like that was super cool and that was super fun that you didn't know was coming. I've given blood with my spouse before. That's been like
that seems like not a date.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that seems more like a traumatic event.
No,
like we were hit by a car.
No, but somebody else might have been and they need our blood. Valentine's Day, donate blood and then go out for a nice lunch, or like that was it until yesterday when for work my husband gets his vaccines and they keep
we are
record.
Very different people. We are very different people.
And
for
it works.
Valentine's Day, we give blood.
It happened one time.
I guess that's a wonderfully vampiric celebration of the day. Truly, Hematocles would be proud. Who's the guy that's in charge of
blood
doctrine?
Oh,
Hippocrates would
one.
be proud. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking.
So yesterday we walked into CVS together because we're down here at the beach and we have one car. So we do everything together at the beach. So we walked in together and I went for my flu and COVID vaccines, the left arm, right arm, 1-2 punch to just get me through this season.
Merry Christmas.
Exactly. And turns out, like, even though work does this for him, if he could get it done sooner and have today to just take to the bed and, I don't know, just be alone and not have to go to work and not have to deal with calls. And so we did it together yesterday. We sat down at CVS in our little red hard chairs and we got stabbed on both sides. So this morning it's, which arm hurts you more, your left or your right? It's so romantic. I can't begin to tell you. It was a bizarre date day yesterday.
I gotta say, the alternate prick vaccination date wasn't on my bingo card. Again, you are a fascinating creature.
I'm here for
and
you.
one of the many reasons we love to tune in and listen, because this is some weird, wacko, banana shit. What did you do at the beach? Got double vaccinated. Again, inappropriate things to do on a date for 200. Bonus question, at the beach, what's an inappropriate thing to do with your spouse?
I know. Get inoculated.
What is get inoculated?
Do you mean get inebriated? No, friend. I mean inoculated. We do have a new tradition, just the two of us are down here, where we find 1 hour in the day we're here to go and sit at the beach. And 1 hour is kind of what it takes to clear away the fact that you have a very sick friend who shit all over you physically, actually, a real good friend who had brain surgery and can't remember how many quarters are in a dollar. There are things that the beach can wash away.
Test. Number one, that shouldn't be the test. Neither of those things.
But I'm here to tell you it
very
works.
Good friends have shit all over you and have math regularly fail them. And neither of them have chronic, devastating,
that is true,
critical illness.
Are you one of them?
Those shouldn't be I refuse to answer. Okay, and I will also say that shouldn't be the test. There's other tests.
Yeah, there are other tests. But the 1 hour at the beach with, I play DJ, I'll put on the music and we will chat, or we will be super quiet. But to hear the waves crash and the wind blow and somebody talk on their cell phone about Nana needing extra care and it's just like all the things. And now it's a Monday and nobody's here. So today's hour is going to be really nice. Like, I'm really looking forward to that one. And then we head home tomorrow.
Okay, I'm going to stop talking.
I will tell you that after I had these shots and I realized I can't sleep down here. For some reason, sleep eludes me at the beach. I don't know what it is. I have the same bed I have at home. I don't like it. I don't know what's wrong, but I'm trying to figure it out. So last night, knowing that I was going to wake up and maybe be slightly febrile or whatever the situation was with these vaccines, I decided to over-medicate.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So I took a lot of weed. Let's be clear.
Oh.
I took a lot of weed. More than I would typically take. Let's say that. It's probably not a lot of weed according to my brother who takes 7 times that. But so while on my...
I'm picturing the guy who lives in the basement on the Netflix show The Gentleman.
That's kind of where I was. Yeah, I was way over my head. And while I was scrolling on my phone, as I know not to do while overly medicated, I went to my email and I deleted 20,000 emails.
While high?
Yeah.
What are you doing? That's the wrong time to do so.
I deleted everything.
I'm alarmed. I'm upset. I'm concerned. This is bad. Step away. Give phone. Stop.
I got frustrated that I cannot. Normal people do not have 20,000 emails sitting in their mailbox unread.
Fuck you're normal. We're not going there. I have so many more emails. I have more than double that easily. So
that brings me comfort.
I still don't think it's a management technique.
Technique, not failure. Okay. It's a technique.
No, it's a technique. Because if you are looking for any communication that you have ever had with me, I not only have it, but can call it up, shove it in your face, Brad, and tell you, yes, you did say so.
Here's proof.
On October 9th, 2014. Fuck you, Brad.
It went back as far as our dear friend Dina, who sends us an updated...
Those are good.
An updated Excel spreadsheet of...
Shit. I'm supposed to call her. Fuck.
Deaths, birthdays, addresses, phone numbers. Every 7 years, I have the last one from 7 years ago.
Careful listeners will recall from a season or two ago, an episode or two ago, when I said I'm not going to fuck up birthdays anymore. Dina is the only way, the linchpin, the only way I can pull this off. Because she is somehow green visor armband sitting in a corner going.
She is. She has the tape to prove it.
Here are all the birthdays for all the people you have ever met and those you have yet to meet. I'm like, thank you. God bless you. She's like
amazing.
a reverse Santa Claus. She has the list of everyone's everything all the time, and she just keeps it. She keeps it for our benefit because she doesn't need the list. She has all that shit like in her DNA, but she puts the list together for us because she knows we will fuck it up and loves us still. Like, how do you love somebody? How does she love us?
Every time?
How does she love us? Because we must be such a disappointment to her.
Constantly.
At the same time, I'm like, here I am. You remember that list you made for me painstakingly many times and have said to me many times, here's how I'm going to do with it. I'm going to remember that it exists, but not store it in a place where I can find it. I'm not going to use it in the way it was intended. I'm simply going to refer to you and give you extra work.
Send it to me again.
Yes.
Could you imagine? She does that for with near us. how many other communities for which she does it, what other aspects of her life she does it. Remember, she had a folder, and like she has a bajillion folders, but remember she had a folder with one article in it that she had a tickle file that it was in the only thing for 15 years she saved it, and it pops up every 15 years, and she's organized
this was like
that way.
this the it loses a little bit of a gravitas because we're both picturing this folder, and I wish I could remember what it contained.
An article.
It was from college when she was a young undergraduate in college, probably still a teenager. She created a file folder, a manila file folder, hung it in her filing cabinet, in which she inserted some article on some meaningless topic that isn't even interesting to anyone at the time. But she filed it in hopes that there would be other articles to soon commingle inside this file folder. And then she transported that file folder across multiple states, from coast to coast and back again, and then was able to reference it to show us that she still had the article for which there was no mate. There was a lone file foldered article. My favorite part about the whole thing is that her daughter went on to see a wild turkey in their yard one time, which was super exciting. So her daughter drew a picture of the turkey, as one would do upon seeing a turkey.
Sure.
So she drew this turkey with crayon and wrote on top of the, turkey spotted. And then she put all the information like a detective of when she saw the turkey, created a folder for herself. The child created a folder for herself, labeled the outside of the folder exciting things. She labeled the folder exciting things so she could file this piece of paper to document seeing the turkey.
Are you saying this is genetic?
I'm saying this is genius is what it is.
Are you saying
Number
this
one.
is genetic?
Something's good. You don't remember that?
I
we
don't remember
renamed the
that.
group chat for a while Exciting Documents. It was called Exciting Documents.
Dina, we love you and your daughters.
You're very exciting.
We love you. And we
it's true.
appreciate
These are facts.
We appreciate you because we know we lack certain skills, and you more than overcover, smother.
I can't get it done without Dina. She knows this. I wish I could contribute something to her life, but until she wise up, I'm just going to hang on to that ankle, let her drag me around.
Drag us around. She is in it for the long game, and none of us were really thinking that way in college when that article came out that she stooped in that folder and said, in 50 years.
Oh, it was so dull.
Article,
I wish I could remember. Right.
You know what? I'm going to ask dear listener Dina, can you remind us the actual topic or any listener?
The optimism involved in creating a file folder for a single piece of paper.
I thought
others will come. A future will come around this category.
If you
I declare this category of import.
If you file it, they will come. No, they will not. Okay, Amy, last night was a special night, and it was the Emmys. It was a big night. It was a real big night. Real big. Real big.
I love the Emmys.
Could you?
I love all the award shows.
I do too, but not for the reasons you do. I do it for...
Right.
Yeah.
I never watch them because they make me insane to watch them. I love the results.
Right, but you always talk about how it makes you physically uncomfortable for people to speak off the cuff. Anything completely live. And I get it.
And that's our entire show.
Well, I also have a little editing in there. But yes, it's totally off the cuff. And for an entire show, for you to say you love these shows and they are entirely built around, I didn't write anything because I did not think I would win this, but here I am now. All of a sudden, I feel your skin crawl when they start with that.
I'm here at the moment being inexplicably boring. I've devoted my entire life to these 4 seconds, and I am a paid, trained actor for which I am professionally rewarded for coming prepared. And I'm standing here before you like a clown, unable to deliver a 32-second anything. Like, it makes me fucking insane.
How'd that go last night for the award show?
Didn't even watch it. I knew it was on, and I was so excited to avoid all television. Didn't even leave the television on. Left the room, and then this morning, I could see all the recaps so they can show you the best and the worst. It's edited. I know exactly what's coming. I can see the clothing. I didn't have to sit through it. I have all the awards. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. The reason that I'm so happy this year...
Yeah.
Yes, the reason I'm so happy this year is, again, careful listeners will recall. So enamored was I with the show Shogun. I loved it. I said, go watch it. It has broken every record that it could possibly break. I've lost track because I don't care about the numbers, but it was nominated for 25 Emmys. And before the Emmy ceremony, they have something called the technical ceremony, where all the crew and all the things that they deem too dry for a national and international audience to watch televised live. They have a luncheon, and they do a separate Emmy award where they don't have a band playing you off, where you can stand up and give the speech as long as it takes. And it's actually more of an award ceremony for people in the biz. Shogun won 18 awards at the technicals. Before coming to the Emmy night that is televised, they had already broken the record for most Emmys awarded to a show in a single season.
That's
already on the
amazing.
technical. And then they went on to sweep the competition. So I can tell you, I wrote it down so that I would have it, because you know I never know stuff. So Outstanding Comedy Series went to Hacks, finally, because last year The Bear was nominated in the comedy category, where it does not belong.
It's still there, and it still took awards, and it was, but yes, Hacks, thank God.
My favorite thing is Eugene Levy.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
I always have to think. Eugene Levy
Yeah.
said, "So we are so proud to be hosting the Emmys tonight, and in the true comedy fashion, just like The Bear, we won't be telling any jokes."
Yeah.
He's like,
And
skewer 'em, fuckers.
so
Yeah.
you
it's
know
a drama.
that, what's her name? Hannah Einbinder.
Yes.
Her mother, do you know who her mother is?
She's somebody, and she was nominated and didn't win.
She was
Yeah.
a writer. She was an original Saturday Night
she was a
Live
writer.
with Jane Curtin and
I didn't know she was
Rosanna
a writer. I
Dana,
thought
the
she was
three
an
of them.
actress.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so
Okay.
she made a comment like, "I'm out here, yay for Hacks, and by the way, The Bear is not a fucking comedy. It's an amazing show.
It's
but
not a comedy. It's a
it's-
drama, and they put it in that category because they thought they wouldn't win drama, and that's a fucking shitty thing to do. It's
I think-
not a comedy.
I think it might be half drama, half horror. Like there's an
thank you.
argument
It's
to
a
be
traumedy?
made.
Yeah.
Yes, it is definitely a traumedy, but it is not. It is in no way a comedy. If
You do
anything
these-
is funny, it's wildly inadvertent and not meant to be. So
I don't think it's ever funny. If anything, you're just aghast the whole time. Like, I can't remember a funny moment, but let me run through this super quick so we can get off it. Outstanding Drama Series, Shogun. Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama, Shogun. Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama, Shogun. Ew. Outstanding Limited Baby Reindeer, gross. That won a lot of stuff. Outstanding Lead Actress in a limited anthology, Jodie Foster in Night Country. She's getting closer to the EGOT. Go get it. She only has one left to get an EGOT. She has to go do, now she'll do some audio recording of a baby book and get it. You know she will.
Well, as long as she's not singing, that's fine.
Outstanding Lead Actor in an Anthology, Baby Reindeer. Best Directing for a Drama, Shogun. Best Directing for a Comedy, Liars. It's called The Bear. It's not a comedy. It's not a comedy. Best Writing for a Limited Series, Baby Reindeer. Best Writing for a Drama, Slow Horses. My mom's been telling me to watch that, but I can't.
So
remember. I
the
can't be bothered.
director of Slow Horses, his name is Will Smith. So
Yes.
so
So cute.
he got up to say, I was like, my husband's half asleep. He goes, he ain't gonna win it. He's not watching. His eyes are closed. And this big white guy jumps up and runs and gets his award. And we're all like, wait, what? And he said, contrary to my name, I come in peace. And I thought,
love it. I saw that
you're
too.
so cute. Well played.
He won, and congratulations, he won Best Writing for a Drama Series for Slow
Attaboy.
Horses.
Attaboy.
All right. Supporting Actor, Limited Anthology, Fargo, Lamorne Morris.
Yeah, he was in Jess. What
Oh,
is
is
that?
that the guy from New Girl
Yes,
or whatever?
New Girl, yeah. It's Jess.
Best Talk Series, Daily Show.
Again. Actually,
Writing in a comedy
it really
series.
went to Jon Stewart, who's there on Mondays. And
Right.
Jordan Klepper was like, sure, congratulations, buddy, for showing up one day. And I love that whole cast. I
So
really
cute
do.
that you know Jordan Klepper's name. And me too, because when you say it, I see that
I
tall,
love him.
beanie-headed little fucker.
I
Yep.
love him. Yeah, he's great.
He's good.
He's my
super
choice.
rude. I really appreciate people who can be rude in defense of the truth. 'cause
Yes.
I can't do it.
And nicely,
Yeah.
too. He's like, remember that bit of gay marriage is, and he's holding a clipboard, and everybody at this rally is like, disgusting and gross and shouldn't be. And he's like, no, the answer was legal. The answer I was looking for was legal. So, yes, he can be rude, but with the truth. I love him. He's great. Go ahead.
In defense of the truth. Writing for a comedy series went to Hacks.
Yay.
Directing for a limited series went to Ripley. Outstanding writing for a variety special, Alex Edelman, Just for Us, which is a shame because I liked that one. The man in the pool. Anyway,
Yeah, the
whatever.
Birbiglia. Mike.
Birabiglia.
Mike
Yeah, I thought that was
Birbiglia.
actually really well done. So I'm glad he got a nomination nod. Scripted variety. Last Week Tonight beat Saturday Night Live. Not hard to do. Even though I love Saturday Night Live. Supporting actress in a limited anthology, Baby Reindeer. Outstanding reality. I'm not even going to read it because fuck reality. Lead actress in a comedy series, Jean Smart for Hacks.
Her acceptance, I'm sure you saw, was so warm and sweet. And she said, I really needed this because I don't get enough attention. I was like, you are still fire. You are still amazing. She's fantastic.
I didn't see it. I read the review of it, and the review of it said that midway through her acceptance speech, she mixed up
HBO and Max.
Yeah,
it was
put
bad.
her head down and said, there's so many streaming services, guys.
That's what we need, another
and I didn't know if it was a joke, like when I read it. So, okay.
It's the reason you do not watch live TV.
Correct.
Is because of what she just did.
And
I thought of you when she did it. I
brought my own flaming arrow, had I worked in the industry, to kill her in the head while she stood there and lost the moment to promote our streaming service. Supporting actress in a drama series, Elizabeth Debicki in The Crown. I think that she's the Princess Di, correct?
Yeah,
she's
she was
tall.
She was.
Yeah.
They transformed me. I'm like, you look just like her. I don't know why you're saying they transformed you.
They maybe made the show because they saw you were coming along.
Right.
All right. Supporting in a comedy actress. Oh, I'm going to butcher her name. Lisa Colon-Zayas for The Bear.
Yeah, she was fantastic.
Yes, Jeff. She's the yeah. And here's my favorite part of that recap. Okay, not only it's important that she's first Latina to win Best Supporting in a Comedy. I don't know how many different ways we can, make first lasts. She stood up there and was able to say this sentence. I cannot believe I am accepting this award in a category where I was nominated with Carol Burnett and Meryl Streep.
It's fucking crazy.
That is fucking crazy.
It's fucking crazy.
You should be humbled because that shit ain't right. That shit ain't right.
I
But,
think,
I mean, good for
think
you.
it's intentional that the Emmy, the Academy, the whomever puts all of those people in the front row. Meryl Streep sat front and center. So any shenanigans you want to get involved in, you're all of a sudden like forced to be more serious and pull it together because she's business and she's amazing. And for her to lose is shocking also.
Yeah, because I thought that they put them in their specific seats based on how long it takes them to get to the front of the stage.
You'd
to
hope.
save time.
You'd hope. But no, that's not the case.
Okay.
And she had that tiny part on Only Murders in the Building, and she was herself. She was great, but she wasn't the meaty role that your friend had in The Bear. She was fantastic.
No, I think she absolutely deserved it.
Yeah.
It's just crazy when sometimes the categories are stacked in such a way where it's like you can't compare these two things. You got to stop it.
Right, like putting The Bear as a comedy. Yeah.
Thank you. And proud of all of them we are. Congratulations. Just one.
Billy Crystal, just one. Congratulations. Billy Crystal came out and gave an award, and I thought, you're still alive? Excellent.
Oh, did he give the governor's award to somebody? I have it written down.
No.
I don't know who that person is. Sorry. Greg Berlanti.
No, you do know who he is because he did Dawson's Creek. He did The Flash. He did Greg
Never saw
Berlanti did 1,000 shows. That the first gay kiss on TV. The first he is fire. He's fantastic. What's that face?
Every single one of those references, I don't know.
You
But
never
I'm glad
saw
he got the
Dawson's
award.
Creek in our
Never
youth?
once. Nope.
Oh,
Never once.
I
Nope.
rewatch that every 10 years. I love that show.
That's why you hate Tom Cruise, I think.
That's not the reason, but the fact that Katie Holmes got sucked into that.
Contributing factor.
Oh, it can be a contributing factor, but it's Tom Cruise is the reason I hate Tom Cruise.
Fair.
I saw an article about famous lesbians that were once married, right? To men, correct. Sorry. Should have been clearer. And it said Billie Jean King. So I thought, okay, Billie Jean King. She's an old schooler, which means I don't know her coming out story. So maybe, she probably has kids, family, the whole thing before she's like, fuck this shit. Anyway, that's the man-woman thing. So I'm like, Billie Jean King. Well, whom was she married? To whom was she married? Oh, it was Larry King. That sent me in a way.
That's a fucking lie.
That sent me, I was like, Larry King was married to Bill. Like, I lost my, because Larry King is as old as dirt and anything's possible. I know he's had 27 wives and they're all getting younger.
He's dead. Surely Larry's dead now.
Fingers crossed. So I was like, that's
the
fucked
meanest
up.
person.
That's crazy. And I looked it up, and sure as fuck, she was married to Larry King. A different Larry King, but Larry King. But it really messed me up for like a solid 45 minutes of thinking she was married
TikTok K-hole. They're
to
trying
the Crypt Keeper.
They're trying to fuck you up.
It worked because there's no way she's marrying the Crypt Keeper, even if she was using him as a mask or whatever.
Billie Jean King.
Right. I was like, I don't think so.
On the program.
But it was not he who was married to her. It was a different Larry King, but that definitely fucked me up. So I thought I knew someone and I didn't, but I think you know someone who's in the news today.
Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God, you guys. Did you see when the former President Trump was almost accidentally shot in the face again?
Almost accidentally shot in the face again.
Okay. So, come to find out, there was a second failed assassination attempt, emphasis on the AssAssination attempt, against former President Donald John Trump. He was playing on his own golf course, which has such mild security that someone was able to walk in off the street, set up camp at a chain link fence alongside the golf course, stick an AR-15, AK-47, same old, and a semi-automatic weapon, a big old killing gunny gun through the fence, right, with a scope on it, which means you can shoot them up from far away.
Yeah.
He had ceramic plates in backpacks surrounding him, so when they start shooting at him, they would hit the plates and he could either live through it or make a floor. I don't know. He also had a GoPro set up so that he could film the whole thing for all of his people to watch. Yay! Look what I did. Yay!
Tile work.
He was sitting there. He was ready. He had thought about it. He had done it. He was within 400 yards with a gun capable of bridging that distance. And the only reason that this was thwarted, it is reported, because I already have my own conspiracy theories going, is that the advance team, when the president plays golf, the former president plays golf, they have Secret Service go one hole ahead and scout. And then as he's playing through, they've already scouted it for security. And when that team or person went ahead, they saw the tip of the weapon peeking through the shrubbery.
The barrel coming through the fence. Yeah.
That just seems so wildly inept that it's the kind of thing where was this whole thing a put-up job just to change the news cycle? They also
is this Wag
didn't
the dog?
shoot him. They didn't shoot him. They captured him almost immediately. Like, I'm talking within minutes. They had him captured. So I'm like, and they didn't shoot him?
Like
the whole
Uncle
thing,
Leo in the library or in the bookstore. Swarm, and they just picked him up.
They had someone happened to see a man fleeing from the bushes to his car and happened to use his phone to take a picture of the license plate. So they immediately used that. And then they found this person, a stranger, a bystander. Like the amount of happenstance in this story, I guess it's stranger than truth, right? You can't make this stuff up, because I feel like this is just so ridiculous.
You sound very conspiracy-ish right now.
It just seems so. There was never any actual danger to think about it this way. There was never any actual danger to Donald Trump. All there was the highly visible threat of danger, which becomes a security win, and also leads to some questions about security that answer the question, I want more security. So all of these things get him in the news cycle, get more sympathy. I don't think that anybody would set this up any more than I thought that anybody would set up the Butler, Pennsylvania.
I don't
shot
believe
in the ear.
that one either, if we're being honest. There's nothing
gotta
wrong with
tell
his
ya,
head. There's nothing wrong, and there's no way that's the final result of what they say happened. It's all bullshit.
I gotta tell you, it's so weird. I don't know whether I have been conditioned by my lifetime of story consumption to believe that villains are just simply more capable and credible than this. If you want to do evil, you can get it done, especially if the opportunity to do evil is this open. Why you so inept twice? That's my question. Then the flip side is true.
Third time's the charm.
Perhaps I have been conditioned by my consumption of Donald Trump to misbelieve everything because he is a well-documented liar. So that everything around him,
That could be part of it.
I question the credibility right off the bat, right out of the gate. It's just too ridiculous. He has too much to gain and too little to risk from this situation. Look at the way that they are actively creating and spreading lies about individual communities because it gets them in the news cycle.
They eat the dogs. They eat the cats. They eat the pets.
JD Vance has admitted, we spread this lie because otherwise you'll only cover Kamala Harris. He said, effectively, I'm paraphrasing, he said that
crazy.
to Dana Bash.
That's crazy.
On Sunday morning. That's a quote. So, and that quote is now being circulated everywhere. So anyway, so I took note with little interest, I'm sad to say, about the potential harming of another individual because the man, of course, they said, ties to North Carolina. I'm like, here we go.
He was arrested in 2002 in North Carolina.
Here we go.
For
Then
what?
I come to find out, yeah, he was arrested in Greensboro.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, so I thought, shit, what's his name? Oh, wait a minute. Ralph, really? Come on now. So I real quick, because I don't have Facebook anymore, I real quick go to Instagram. Fuck, do I know him? Shit. Look it up. Dan Routh. Super fucking connected. So here's the challenge. Their faces,
Yeah.
genetically identical. When I show you a picture of Dan Routh, who is a photographer, who I have hired, who I have used for years from Randleman County, which is just outside Greensboro, right? He does not, I checked, he does not have any followers named Oren, which is Shooter Routh's son's name who turned him in, right? He does not have any followers directly named whatever this guy's name is, Kevin or Shooty, whatever his name is, right? I looked it up at the time. I fucking forget it now. Now I feel like it's Kevin. Super not. So I'm telling you, it's going to come out there related. They look like brothers. And they're about the same age. I bet you they're brothers. So the question is, did he disavow him because he crazy?
Oh.
Like, I'm like, ooh, but also super lost interest. Because I don't know Dan that well enough. And the last time I did talk to him, he was fussy about his bill. So, not his bill. He was fussy about an estimate. He pushed back. I was looking for him to do something, and he didn't like the amount he was going to get for the budget, and he turned it into this whole thing about, we need to demand higher rates for creatives. And I'm like, I'm a creative too. It's the project. Take it or I hire another photographer. Sorry. This is not the time for you to picket line me. Go get somebody else. So I hate that. It made me irritated. It stood out because he was insinuating to me that I was somehow trying to get one over on him because the budget that my client had was lower than he wanted. It's like, I don't set the budget. If you don't want the job, thank you.
That's how my husband has gotten us in trouble 10 out of 10 times by saying things like, you are right. Are you giving us 2 weeks notice? I agree with you. I guess you're quitting. So you don't want the job. Agreeing with the person challenging you might make them feel good for the 4 seconds that they're hearing you are right. But when they
can be right and you can be paid. You get to pick whichever one you God bless you and more power to you that you are confident enough in your position in the industry that you're not going to accept a job for less than you're worth. I applaud you. I don't
have it.
No, in any way, I don't take away from that. What I take issue with is when you're trying to paint me as some kind of villain because my client had a low but reasonable budget. I wasn't coming to him and say, you want to do this shit for free? You want to do this for experience? I wasn't doing that shit. So back off. Anyway.
Free and experience. That kind of sounds like my life and work experience. That sounds like what I do.
I would love to pay for my rent with experience. Sadly, they don't take experience. They just take cash. So I won't be doing this job for you.
Aim, are you a Foo Fighters fan? I tried to say it as slow as I could.
Indeed, I am. I'll double down on you. I am a massive Dave Grohl fan.
Same.
Massive, massive, massive. So I'm curious as to how you're going to approach this little tidbit.
You're curious. Well, I was going to ask you how disappointed you are in Dave Grohl.
Less than you'd think.
Why? Because when you marry a rock star, you have to realize that this is part of the world because he has built himself. First of all, he's incredible. And I also am a fan of Lo. Like I admit. I have 3 daughters, a good marriage, and a side piece. Okay. can you not wear a condom? Like, what are you doing with your side piece? Were you curious if you could
just
make
to catch
boys
people up who
elsewhere?
don't know, Dave Grohl, original drummer and songwriter for Nirvana, went on to found Foo Fighters and become musical force, musical legend. Yeah.
Genius.
He has been married before. He has been. He has, what do you call it? Done infidelity on. He has cheated on his wives before, right? So well documented reason for the breakup. So there was never this idea that he was
Flawless.
monogamous. I mean, I don't know what kind of relationship he struck.
I think
with
his wife
current
thought.
wife.
Yeah, I think his wife thought
Well,
they were monogamous.
and maybe he had air quotes settled down. You know, they had whatever they were doing. So this is somebody who has done this in the past. Surprise, did it again. Do I love it? No. Do I think it's great? No. Am I surprised in any way? No. Also, no. And I didn't know any of this about him before, but the second somebody said married before, cheated on those wives, I'm like, got it. Like it didn't immediately go, but that's not Dave. I was sort of like, okay.
Well, I don't profess
honestly
to know him enough to say that's not Dave, but
but at the same time, it wasn't part of his persona. The thing that is interesting to me that I don't give him a pass, but I also don't care at all about this. Somebody was posting about this on social media and giving her perspective on the whole thing, and the perspective was so curious to me. She said, "Not everybody is a good guy. So why does he think he's a good guy? Some guys are bad guys, and he can be a bad guy. Bad guys cheat on their wives. Bad guys get their mistresses pregnant because they can't be bothered to wear a fucking condom in 2024.
That's where
How many times do you have to have unprotected sex with somebody to get them pregnant in 2024? Stop it. Don't give me one. Don't give me one.
Same as
What are you,
previous
Mormon?
years.
Stop it.
Same as all of the years.
No, false. It takes you got to shoot a lot of ammo before you hit that target. Let's just say.
I don't know. She's younger, so I don't know. Younger girls.
How stupid do you have to be?
Oh, stupid is a different story.
Super stupid to not wrap it up. So, and then the reason that this person was posting about it and giving her opinion, why does he need to make a statement? I'm working to regain the trust of my family, burger. How about this happened? We're all talking about it. We think you're a shitball. Move on. What do you care what we think? Your statement isn't going to change what we think. It's not going to change what your family thinks. You can't get in front of this shit. Why does everybody feel the need in these situations to make the statement? I mean, I don't know if Arnold Schwarzenegger made a statement or not.
By statement, do you mean excuses for? Like, is that
the fact? Literally a statement coming out. Whatever publicity team, I imagine, advised him. He put out a statement saying, I did this. I have called it a love child. I have a love child.
That's way worse.
And I am proud of this child. I'm supporting this child, but I love my family. I, regret that I did that. Like, he tried to talk in all the different ways around it to basically image. Instead of, we don't fucking care. And also,
it's none of your fucking
you
business.
can't change what we care about. So how are you getting in front of this? What are you actually doing? And her point was, you're trying to reclaim good guy status.
You can't do that.
When not only you can't do that, but you don't have to do that. It's okay to not be a good guy. There's room to have bad guys.
He doesn't want to be the bad guy, though.
But he is, though. Image. His actions make him so.
I agree. And he had that image before people knew what he was doing. And he knew he wasn't a good guy walking around with that image. So I think he really misses that. And that's where the statement came from. Jeopardy of losing that. But he's the good one. And even when his bandmate died and he came out and he was the good guy. He cried through losing his best friend and his bandmate and took on the son his kid, Taylor's kid. Like, the whole thing had him on a pedestal of being, rockers are douchebags, but not Dave Grohl. And he was always the exception in people's verbiage, and he ain't that anymore. And I think that's the reason he came out with the statement. And it's, to your point, it's fine. You are who you are. But you can't be who you are and then also keep the reputation that you embrace so much as being the good guy of the douchebag rockers.
I don't know whoever thought of him as a good guy, which is the part where that's why I'm confused even about his statement. What do you brought this up, so tell me. beyond the thoughts you've shared.
Yeah, it's
Share
just
more
that
thoughts.
everybody's sharing the ultimate disappointment in him. And I guess I wanted to frame it as, really? That's what you expected? Like,
What'd you expect?
totally faithful. He's on the road. Now he's on the road with his daughter, right? Because Violet's singing with him in a lot of his shit that he does. So he brings her. So now maybe he can't pull shit like that. But 9 months ago or 10, 11 months ago at this point, yeah, he absolutely had... I don't know how long Violet's been with him. Had this affair. I don't know anything about it because you know what? It's none of my fucking business. But I will be clear to say, you don't have to be a good guy. You don't have to come out in front of things, but you do have to deal with the repercussions of your actions, and that's your problem, not ours. And good luck.
I
sir.
never in a million years would think of him as a good guy. There might be a category in which I place him. I'm inventing at this moment called good guy rocker, and a good guy rocker totally cheats on his wife.
Also,
right?
Well, okay, but John Bon Jovi
Because-
is a good guy rocker who doesn't cheat on his wife, to the best of our knowledge.
I feel like John Bon Jovi is a good guy, full stop.
Okay.
Right? I feel like Paul McCartney, little about him that I know, is a good guy, full stop. Right?
Was it John Bon Jovi who just talked somebody off of a
Yes.
bridge
Did you
that was
see it?
going to kill themselves while he was out there doing a video
That was
or something?
amazing. So John Bon Jovi was on
He's
a
a good
bridge
guy.
in Nashville, Tennessee, shooting a video.
He is a good
So they
guy.
were all on the bridge looking at him. And either on a break or while he was shooting, he stopped it. I think he was on a break, was walking on the bridge. They have CCTV camera showing this woman on the outside of the bridge, already on the outside.
Ready to
all she
go.
had to do was let go of her hands. There was no climbing over. She was out and doing it. And he so gently, like a police officer, went very, very gently and slowly up to her and talking to her and invited her. You can see the whole thing on the CCTV. Then she climbs over and he gives her a hug, and then someone else approaches and they hug her and they get her all set up and all the rest of it. My favorite part of the whole story.
Yeah.
He has no comment. And we only know about this because the police department released the CCTV. He would not have said a word about it. The police department wanted to give him the props of doing this. So he did this whole thing just because that's what you fucking do with other people. And now he's getting an act. That's a fucking good guy.
That's a
good guy.
Who happens to be a rocker.
Yeah. A really good one with a bad haircut right now. Yes.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay. Ding dong Jesus.
I don't know where you're going with this, but I'm in.
So I'm at home and the dogs start to go crazy. I'm home
Yes.
alone. So
Yes.
I walk outside, and at the front door, there are two doors at the front of our house. I go to the one where the dogs are not piling on each other trying to kill whoever is on the other side of the door. I walk outside, and these two, I'm going to say zaftig, but that's Yiddish, and it's bigger.
We all know Zoftig when you're fat.
You
Everybody
could
knows
fall
Zoftig.
into a hug, but it's a grandma fat. It's not a fat. It's a, oh my God, I could
It's still
smell
fat.
your soup on your shirt, and I'm going to nap right there in your bosom. Obviously, what I was missing when I raised children, and they would try to nuzzle and be like, your shoulder hurt my eyeball. Fuck you.
You do have a motherly presence.
You're so warm. You're so warm and comforting,
Fuck
Melissa.
you.
So I come out the second door and they say, wow, that's a lot of dogs. I'm like, yeah, it sure is. Hi, we're here today to see if you'll join our Bible study. We're here to
Really?
pray with you. And I said, well, isn't that lovely? That was the only thing I could think to say. And I engage in probably a 12-minute conversation with these two warm, outgoing, full of love women. And I'm saying, look, we might not pray the same way, and I might not be joining I will not be joining your study. But I love that you're out and sharing something that is good and is meaningful to you and brings you joy. I said, so blah, 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 blah. This huge conversation. They had lovely things to say back and forth. It was kind of nice. It made me feel good. I felt like I already engaged in their Bible study by sharing these lovelies back and forth. They said nice things. I'm standing there in workout clothes. Nice things to me. I said nice things to them. It was kind of an Amy moment. If you feel something, say something.
Aww.
And I've been doing that a lot lately. I might get reported. So they walk away. I walk in feeling a little bit better about, not yelling at the dogs for trying to kill each other and whomever was on the other side of the door. I go inside and I throw something in the trash can. I look up, I see the mirror, and it says on my T-shirt, "More love, less bullshit." And I think, what can they read? Like, what? Why today? Like, it could have been worse. I have my
It could have been a lot worse knowing all your T-shirts, honestly.
like vasectomies save abortions, like all of the things I could have had on my shirt. But still, I was like, I couldn't get a solid color T-shirt today. And I just tried to think as they hit the next house in what was probably 80-degree weather, and they are sweating off pound by pound as they go. What oxymoron did I appear to be when they walked in? Like, she said, but then her shirt and her and how come it was a very bizarre experience, but I felt like it was almost a religious experience too.
I'm so glad.
And I didn't realize people are still going door to door in that fashion for that purpose.
I don't feel like it's a good idea.
Safe.
I don't feel like it's a good idea. When I volunteered for the Democratic Party in North Carolina,
Yeah.
I had to go through training to knock on doors, and I was explicitly told repeatedly, we are only giving you a list of people who are already registered Democrats who have voted in the past 3 primary elections. These are incredibly highly likely voters.
Okay.
We are sending you to friendly turf. We are not sending you to convert anybody. This is reinforcement only. You should not encounter anyone who needs convincing. The idea is that you are there to say, we got you.
Reminder.
We remember you. Come out for us. That's it. That's it. That's it. Okay? And to imagine wandering the neighborhood
Raw
2 by
dogging.
2,
Yeah.
literally Mormon style, stumbling upon a feisty yet well-meaning Jew with rabid dogs. Okay? Slogans akimbo.
Feisty but well-meaning Jew.
Ready to tackle your Zoftagas. Let's go. Let's go.
But
I got an elbow beats your fluffy tit. Let's hit it.
Like,
Come
I
on.
appreciate you were leading politically. They were leading with love. And I have good time. I told you I met the other woman in her Prius who was pacing our neighborhood who had only the acceptable houses on which to knock, right? She had her list
Yes.
of these 3. To your point, you did the same thing. And I said, that's great. We'll be there. Like, you don't need to. I'll get this neighborhood.
But let's circle back. So you're not a Christian now? They didn't get you?
It didn't work. It didn't stick.
Did you not, when they offered you of the special chalice, did you not drink the Christian juice?
I did not. They didn't offer me anything. I offered them a beverage. It got hot. I offered them a bottle of water, and they said, oh, no.
They didn't
thank you."
bind your hands to the book of deeds
No.
with the glistening rope? I'm making this shit up. I
I'm
don't
like,
know.
Book of Deeds.
Her
Listening
face.
rope.
Her face. She's like, no. Is that like the underwear? No. Stop.
Is that like when George Costanza was having Sunshine Cleaning Company and they didn't try to recruit him to be part of their cult? He was upset
Oh my gosh.
that he didn't get recruited. Yeah, that did not happen to me. I did feel good about it, but that did not last very long because then I had to yell at the dogs for trying to kill each other.
Classy. Super, super classy.
I have a friend who went to see Pearl Jam this week in concert.
Wow.
Pretty great, right?
Wow.
That's a good show. I'd love to see that, right?
Feels like they're very old. It feels like they're very old. Weren't they old when we were in college? Weren't they already older than us when we were in college?
That hurts my feelings.
We were 30 years ago in college, and Pearl Jam was on the radio, and they were older than us because they were on the radio. They weren't like Wunderkind on the radio right at age 11. Do you know? I mean, they were already sitting there drinking too many beer on the coffee table. No?
Any excuse for an accent with you. I fucking love it. I cannot get enough. Wunderkind. Why don't you be my mom
Call me daughter.
I love
Yeah. That's
Compare to me. Oh, I went Muppet.
Yeah.
I turned
yeah.
Muppet.
He already needed a bath long ago.
Oh,
Long ago.
I bet you they shower more frequently now. I wonder if you have a bucket list of concerts that you would like to see before it is too late.
Oh.
Because it's really too late for a lot of them. But
It is too late for a lot of them. I am not one to turn down a concert.
yeah,
I will
we
go,
heard.
I will hear
see
it.
also the beginning of this show.
Why should I? Why would
Cosplay.
I? Let's go. Let's hit it. But I also you may be shocked to hear this part. I did not attend the Kamala Harris rally in my own
Yesterday.
hometown, despite being invited twice, right? So I had something else more pressing to do that day. I thought, should I rearrange my life so that I can go get this done? No, I'm not gonna do that. And I had a neighbor calling and saying, "Are you doing this? Are you gonna rearrange your life?" Because I don't know if you're familiar, and I'm bringing this back to your idea of concerts. She played the Coliseum. She sold out, and they turned people away at the Coliseum. So it was, reported as 17,000 people.
She's at the Greek.
I think it's a 20,000 person venue. I think it might be whatever. They reportedly 17,000, and they legitimately turned people away. So however they set it up, I guess they had set it up for almost max capacity. Here's why I'm relating it to concerts. In order to see her at 6:30 in the PM, you had to roll up at 3. You were told to arrive at 3 and to expect that you would not leave until 9. You were told to expect that level of time commitment. So people rolling up there, 3 o'clock, get in your seat, go through the mags, sit there. Reports from people who did attend, it was an hour and a half to exit because there were so many people. So the idea of a pro football game, the idea of
all day,
a major
day.
Stadium concert, it is such a massive event, and now it has become a ridiculous investment in cashish to go, and all of the people. So the allure of being pressed against that many other people in pursuit of the common experience of emotional release and fantastic stimulation and inspiration and joy and all the things
and
that concerts
documentation.
bring.
I was there when,
Yeah, there's something to be said for, we're going home. Like when you get to leave, it's so much better than when you're going in, because it's just you're in 18 different lines. You don't even want to leave your space to go to the bathroom, and you run out of water, and you're sticking to something. Like it's a burden. It's a burden. And so then you start to think, what's the trade-off? So for bucket list concerts, I am more likely to say no to somebody coming around. I am more likely and did say no to Paul McCartney coming around. He came around and I didn't go to the very Coliseum that I'm telling you. And I thought, I should go, but is it worth whatever it is, $200 and 9 weeks of my time to go and sit and hear songs that maybe I've heard him sing 100 times and it's different people singing it, and I don't know that I love anybody from my history that much that I would endure that level of shit anymore. I don't know.
I think concerts you'd never say no to would be Ben Folds. That's one that you would
frequently
repeat offend.
Don't say no. Correct.
You would repeat offend on that one. I think I could never say no to a Paul Simon concert. I think that's something that I would have loved to have gone to Pearl Jam, but as you describe what is required to commit to a show, I'm horrified. My brother and sister-in-law are going to Vegas on a brief vacation, and they're going to go to the Sphere just to see the Sphere, but tickets for that show, which right now is the Eagles, is minimum $1,000.
That's a lot of money to sit in an LED globe. That's a lot of money.
That's not for me. Like, sure, would I love to see what I'm going to wait a few years till it's no longer the ridiculous attraction and maybe see a movie. And you want to show the Princess Bride in the Sphere?
That's the kind of thing where when you're on a work trip and work is paying for 90% of the trip, you might decide I'm going to tip in, or work is requiring you to be there. I used to love those media trips. They're fantastic, right? Because they just overwhelm you with, fun, good. But they want something out of you too.
Yes,
so
they do.
You're always working. Anyway.
I would not pay that to go see that show. But they had Nikki Glaser tickets. I would pay to see her. Comedians, topical time things. But those are not the 7-hour commitment that you were discussing. Even going to see the Philadelphia Eagles play, that's appealing. But what? The whole day? Nobody just goes in, sees a show and leaves, or sees a game and leaves? That's not a thing anymore. I think we're grown-ups and we can make that decision, don't you?
Well, and there's it's ROI, You look at it and you try to think, how much am I willing to invest of my actual cash resources, of my spirit, of my time, of my safety, of my convenience factor? And what kind of joy am I going to get out of it? What kind of lasting, like, I am embarrassed to say, okay, and I don't know
I'm
that I
leaning
fully
in.
believe it. I don't know that I fully believe it,
Yeah.
but I believe it enough to claim it right now. Gone are the days of experience for experience sake. Gone are the days, well, I will do the thing just to have the story to tell. I have so many stories that I don't even tell them all. So it's got to be a good experience for me to do it. Like, I'm not going to, I don't even know what, I don't need to get shot to know what getting shot feels like. But
I've got
time
one.
was, I used to think about that sort of stuff as a writer too. The more experiences you can tally, I'm not doing, why would I do that? Why
I'm not
would I
doing
do
this
that?
for content. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, and or for any other, like, we're all doing it, so I'm going to go along. It's like, yeah, I don't feel like I need to go and sit in a field and watch the moon overnight. Like, I will, maybe come out into my own backyard for an hour, or even perhaps sleep through it and see it tomorrow
On
the
TikTok.
television reports because,
I have a
that's not,
concert that came across my path that I'm sorry that I missed, that I would have, it's on my bucket list.
What?
Brandy Carlisle is,
You didn't go?
is
Okay.
just
Amazing.
everything, and I would love to see her. And then I saw that Brandy Carlisle did a show with the Indigo Girls, and I thought, son of a bitch, how come I didn't
That'd be a
know
good
about
show.
that? That is a show that I would pay for. I would be
But see,
inconvenienced.
that's just such a different vibe. It's super crunchy. People are going to give you their water. Nobody's going to
True.
grab on you. Like, it's fine. And you know what? Everyone, it's nothing but love in every corner, in every aspect. Super crunchy, super like that. That's a totally different vibe. A totally different vibe.
That's a show I was pissed that I missed when I saw it.
You don't feel oppressed to go.
No, you feel
Right?
inspired. You feel,
Right.
it was amazing. It looked like it was also at Red Rocks.
So why didn't you go at Red Rocks?
Yeah, it looked. Oh, it was
Because you had to get on a plane to go.
Yes, it was. It looked unfucking believable, and I thought
That would have been a good show at Red Rocks. Actually, I don't know, because I feel like Red Rocks, you want it to be a little bit harder, but
it just.
content-wise, but
I just don't want it to rain. That's my only thing, because there's no cover. It's gorgeous, and it's
on.
right.
come on. Yeah, you should have gone. I'm not sure why I wasn't consulted. That's a bad decision on your part.
Magical.
Sorry.
It looked magical. And speaking of
You
magical,
failed that test. Yes,
I did.
You had a test. You were presented, and you did not rise to the occasion.
However, I will say that's what made me create or start or think about creating a bucket list of concerts. So if that's
Nice,
something
good.
that went by and I could try to recapture that lightning in a bottle, I will try. Like, I will put myself in a position to see them. Like Kringle magic? What?
Okay, I'm not sure how familiar you may be with a little store, something called Trader Joe's.
Oh, I know Trader
Okay.
Joe's, and I know their
Okay.
Kringle also. Yes.
So every season, I see the Kringle, tally-ho the Kringle, and I never do anything about it. I see it, and I walk past it. And I think, or I see the empty display, and I feel regret for all the people who saw and stole and bought the Kringle before I got a chance to get in there. So I just have this empty apple box, flat crate with no Kringle on it, and the sad sign that says,
Kringle.
Kringle for happy people, you fucked. Right? That's what it says.
None for you.
Okay, right? So I said, not today, Kringle. I refuse to let this pass me by. So I picked up the pumpkin Kringle. And her face proves to me that I made the right decision, because I thought, this is going to be, it's some Dutch pastry ring. You don't know what the fuck it is. Okay, so I get it home.
Pumpkin.
$10. It was $9.99. You know how hard you have to work to spend $9.99 in Trader Joe's? You got to work hard. It's like you're buying someone else's cart to spend $9.99 at Trader Joe's. Okay, so I get this thing home, unwrap it, put it in the thing, right? And I look at it, I'm going to do it. And I take a little taste of it. And I didn't like it at all. Felt duped. Almost took it back to the store, because they have that big sign that
Yeah.
says, we bought it because we loved it. And if you don't, no questions asked, bring it back and we'll refund. And I thought, I'm not going to be that person. But number one, kind of am I, because it was $9.99. Nope, I'm going to keep it. So I thought, all right, I'll pawn it off on some of these other clowns, right? So I put it there with a little knife. Everybody said, hey, what's that? And I said, it's a Kringle. What's that? Describe it. Oh, okay. How is it? And I said, I didn't like it. No one touched it. All I had to say is I didn't like it, and no one would eat it. There it sat for 2 days. Sat. No one touched it. And here's the magic. Okay? I put it in a different serving container. I covered it with a glass dome. I, rearranged it. I cut it into slices, put some of the slices on a little decorative plate, put those out, sliced out, available, so that you don't have to take out the dome and use the knife. It's out. It's here. It's presented for you. Somebody came along, took a little nibble, liked it a lot, ate it all, ate it quickly. All it took was to be presented with the slice of the fucking thing. And all it took was for me to be a naysayer. So what kind of magic do you have in your life that the power of your endorsement is so strong that you could turn somebody off to something and I still don't like it?
I would have made
And
French
the reason
toast
I
out
don't
of it
like
if I
it,
didn't like
the
it.
reason that I don't like it
Yeah.
is because when I bite into it, I'm expecting it to be cinnamon. And instead, it's pumpkin. And the pumpkin is not strong enough or pleasurable enough to replace what I want in my brain to be cinnamon. So it's not that I don't actually like it.
Yeah.
It's just not what I'm expecting, and therefore I don't want it. So when the other people ate it, they're like, "Oh, this is good. This tastes like a mapley pumpkin-y. It's a good little pastry. What's the matter with you?" Right? So instead, they just heard my twisted, weird review and immediately disavowed. And it just occurs to me, number one, now I know how to move food that I don't like in my house. I got to just shut up and move it. But number two, also, and I did the same thing with some granola that I thought was pretty strange, but I was able to sell it by telling people it was delicious. And then they tried it, and they did like it and eat it. And that's high protein, so that was very good because I made it with high protein stuff. Okay, so how many things in your life are you crinkle magicking for your own good and for the betterment of others?
I'm definitely going to look out for things like that now. Yeah, I mean, when the kids were little, we used to spoon the first thing into our mouths and go, delicious. When we're like, this is fucking nasty. And they're like, oh, mommy says it's delicious. Let me try it. And then, of course, I mean, if it was peas.
You mean I'm just child psychologizing myself with grown-ass adults over a fucking Kringle?
Pretty much. I mean, we did that all the time when they were little. We lie to ourselves all the time, too. Oh, you love that Armra, the vine-ripened watermelon. That's too tart and yick for me because I tasted their yummy peach flavor that they don't make anymore. Dear Armra, stop inventing flavors that we love and then
are unsustainable for you.
And discontinuing them. We are all in. We are not going back to blood orange. Stay with us on this journey. If you can't make it forever, don't make it. It upsets me. Stick to the cinnamon fucking Kringle.
Like underwear and bras. I get so mad at them. Somebody will make the perfect one, and then they fucking go out of business. Where are the rest of the people who need these same underpants? I'm here. I'm buying them once every 10 years. Isn't that enough for you?
How about a lipstick or nail color or a scent? Oh, I love this. Oh, yeah, you don't make it anymore. This product doesn't even exist anymore. This foundation was exactly my face. P.S. No, it wasn't. But you couldn't see it because you caked your whole face in that thing. And that color of lipstick and nail, it's okay to move on. But it's not okay to get somebody addicted to something and then pull out that rug.
Is it okay?
Dear listener, what's become discontinued and fucked your life? Tell us. We really want to know. You can write us at brilliantobservations@gmail.com. You can see us at Listen Brilliant. Keep in mind, Amy is no longer on Facebook as she was hijacked.
Well, here's something that I was thinking I might do a poll, but Lord help me. Now when people send me things, I'll take your poll. When people
Come on, that was a great drop.
Things,
I like a good poll.
When people send me things from Facebook for me to see, I can't even see it because I'm taken to a screen that says log in or create a new account. And I'm like, I cannot be bothered. This content is not that compelling. Can't you just show it to me? They sent it to me for a reason. Like, stop with this. So the question and the poll is, do I have a friend / husband, because your spouse theoretically can make more inroads on your behalf than you can when you're faced with a hack and a shutdown such as this, have him go through the many, many, many hoops it would take to try to reinstate my account as it was prior to hack? Or do I just walk away, say, fuck it? And if I say fuck it, do I then start a new account that says, hey guys, my profile says, hey, I was hacked. This is really me. This is my new account with no people in it. If you want to see me, here I am. Because at that point, it's starting over from such zero. I kind of don't want to be there at all. Who is still on Facebook?
I got to tell you, my kid goes through her Instagram every year and purges. She does like a great purge. She's like, your generation is full of collectors. These are people say no more. I have an AOL address. Like, what? We're collectors. We hold on to things. We have nostalgia that we're looking at. I said, well, you only don't have nostalgia because you don't have a history. You're a fucking child.
Okay, I'm going to stop talking.
Dear listener, are you going to be fucking lost without your Facebook, your LinkedIn, and my TikTok? Tell us all about it. Come see us on the socials. Listen Brilliant, Brill Up Squad, maybe. I don't know if it's still fucking there. Who could tell? We love you guys. Thank you for turning us on today. Hope we turned you on, even if in some small, minuscule way. We love you.
Bye.
I like a good poll.